There is so much happening in the MCU right now. There are so many projects that are coming to the MCU that sometimes we forget that Marvel Studios hasn't actually revealed all of Phase 6 yet. Now, last week we did a video talking about every confirmed project that we know is coming from Marvel Studios. They have confirmed these projects themselves. It is the confirmed outline of the future of the MCU, but as I mentioned, there is still a lot more to come as Marvel Studios has not told us what exactly is going to be coming in Phase 6. But we've actually heard quite a lot about what Marvel Studios is planning to release in Phase 6, and possibly even more in Phase 5 since we've had a lot of delays. Now there's a little bit more room to add some more special presentations or Disney Plus shows, and this list that we're going to go over today of Marvel Studios projects, both movies and shows, is over 20 projects long, all of the projects being very, very exciting. So the other day we went over the confirmed schedule. Today we're going to go over the leaked and rumored projects that are supposed to be coming from Marvel Studios either in Phase 5 or Phase 6. And if you love Marvel and the MCU and want to stay up to date, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the future videos. And if you subscribe and leave a comment, you're automatically entered in our giveaway for a chance to win a PS5, an Xbox Series X, some Marvel Legends items, or some DC items. We pick a winner at the end of each month, and the winner gets to pick one item. Now, all of these projects have been talked about either by insiders or by big media outlets like Variety or Deadline. So they're not just coming out of nowhere, they are coming from decent sources. And for several of these, we've heard that Marvel Studios has already begun casting for the characters in these projects, so we know a lot of them are legit. We just don't exactly know when they are coming on the MCU timeline. So these are in no particular order. The first one that we mention isn't going to be coming first, and the last one we mention won't be last. But here's the entire list of what we know has been rumored to be coming to the MCU. And we'll start off with The Witch's Road. This is going to be somewhat of a spin-off of the Agatha Harkness series and the Scarlet Witch story in the MCU. From what we know about this, it's supposed to be a special presentation in the MCU, and the Scarlet Witch is supposedly not going to be in this, which is surprising because it's a big deal for her in the comics. She actually meets her mother there. In the comics, it's home to the Scarlet Queen, and the Witch's Road itself is a plane of existence, a realm where only sorcerers can go. It will be directly connected to the Scarlet Witch, to Agatha Coven of Chaos, and to Wiccan, which leads us into the next series, a Wiccan series. Wiccan is the son of Wanda, aka the Scarlet Witch, who we met in WandaVision, although when we met him, his name was Billy. He is supposed to be returning in the Agatha Coven of Chaos series and then get a spin-off series of his own. According to Daniel RPK, this show is still in development and Marvel Studios has current plans for this show to lead directly into a solo Scarlet Witch movie, which of course brings us to the next project, a solo Scarlet Witch movie. This has been talked about by insiders for a very long time now. It's pretty much all but confirmed, which makes sense because we're not just going to leave Wanda's story being what it was. The end of the Scarlet Witch's story in the MCU isn't going to be, well, she was bad and then she kind of became good and then a mountain fell on top of her. Kevin Feige already said if you look closely, you can see a red flash. We know she's still alive. She was the strongest character in the entire, probably multiverse. We know that wouldn't kill her. And we can assume she's going to come back before Avengers Secret Wars because we assume she's going to have a pretty decent sized role in that movie. Then we know that there was supposed to be Disney Plus series that were based off of Wakanda. And it was confirmed that Ryan Coogler was going to return and direct each of these projects. We know that we have a Wakanda series that is reportedly going to be animated, and then we have an Okoye series. Now, like I mentioned, these were confirmed a long time ago, but that could have changed since then. They might not be doing these anymore. We haven't really heard anything about the Okoye series lately, but we did hear that the Wakanda series would be animated, so they're probably going through with that. And of course, we've heard that they are going to be making a Black Panther 3. The ending of Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, did set up a new T'Challa to come in the MCU. This was kind of their makeshift way of recasting Chadwick Boseman without recasting Chadwick Boseman. But Wakanda is a huge part of the MCU, and it looks like Shuri is going to continue to hold on to that Black Panther mantle, probably leading into Secret Wars, because unless they jump into the future severely with Black Panther 3, then the new T'Challa isn't going to be old enough to be Black Panther yet. So we'll assume that Shuri still is the Black Panther for Secret Wars. Then we have a Young Avengers film. Now this was set up in the Marvels. If you saw the Marvels and you saw the ending, or if you heard about it, you know that they did set up the Young Avengers in a pretty big way. So this is definitely confirmed. We just don't know when exactly the Young Avengers team is going to be coming in Phase 6. Or if they decide to wait till after Phase 6, they could come in Phase 7. However, with the soft reboot, who knows what the situation will be after, so I would assume they're coming in Phase 6. Now we have a lot more to go over, including World War Hulk and a lot more exciting ones. But first, big thank you to Highland Titles for sponsoring this video. Before we leap back into the world of superpowers, I've got something truly extraordinary for our noble listeners. Imagine that you, yes you, can become a lord or lady for just $30. Buying a plot of land from highlandtitles.com will allow you to make use of a Scottish tradition in which landowners are given a courtesy title. With more than 15,000 5-star reviews, the Highland Titles gift pack is an incredibly popular gift, and the Highland Titles app, available from the App and Play stores, is a new addition that allows you to explore a 3D replica of the land. Choose the location of your plot and decorate it using augmented reality. Embrace the majesty, as every purchase helps to conserve the awe-inspiring, heroic beauty of the Scottish wilderness. You can soar into the world of nobility, my friends, by visiting highlandtitles.com and become a lord or lady today. Use the discount code COSMIC to receive 25% off your order. That's highlandtitles.com and use code COSMIC. Now, there were two special presentations that were reported on by many different insiders that a lot of people were really excited to get. And those two were a Nova special presentation and a Silver Surfer special presentation. Now, recently we have heard that Marvel Studios might be considering kind of pumping the brakes on special presentations, or might be switching it up a little bit on how exactly they format the special presentation. So we're not sure if these are still a thing, if Marvel's still planning on doing a Nova and Silver Surfer special presentation, because we haven't really heard anything about them for a long time. But according to some insiders, Marvel was, at least, working on both of these, bringing both of these characters into the MCU, giving them introductions before they go on and become a part of another film. Silver Surfer for Fantastic Four, maybe Nova for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4. Who knows what they'll be in, but fingers crossed that Marvel is still developing these two projects. The next one is Shang-Chi 2. Now this one is confirmed, and director Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed the first one, is supposed to come back and direct this one as well. He was also supposed to direct Kang Dynasty, although he is not anymore according to recent reports, but from what we've heard, he is still involved with other Marvel projects. So Shang-Chi 2 is definitely one that is not canceled. We know it's going to be very important moving forward before Secret Wars. It's going to set up Secret Wars in a big way, and I'm sure we'll find out more about the Ten Rings and how they are Kang technology. And speaking of director Destin Daniel Cretton, he is supposed to be directing the Wonder Man series. Now we assume this is officially confirmed because one, they have the director, but two, they've actually cast for this movie already. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is supposed to play Wonder Man. So we know this was confirmed. Hopefully nothing has changed. The only question I would have is that maybe this isn't really a necessary project to come out before Secret Wars. It might not tie into the story that much. So maybe they wait till Phase 7 for this. But again, we do know this is confirmed. We also have the Eternals 2 that is confirmed. Now, we don't really know much about the Eternals 2. However, we do know that, of course, Marvel set up a sequel in the first one. Star Fox and Pip the Troll showed up, and of course, the Celestials took a handful of Eternals and said that they were going to judge whether or not Earth should be blown up, essentially, or not. They're obviously not going to avoid that, and we're not going to just ignore that Celestials are in the MCU. Plus, insiders have stated that yes, they are still working on Eternals 2, so that is going to be coming at some point. Will it come before Secret Wars or not? That's what we're unsure about right now. But if I had to guess, probably Phase 6. And speaking of sequels, of course, we have Doctor Strange 3. Doctor Strange 3 is supposedly going to be based off of the Time Runs Out storyline. We know that Clea has recruited Doctor Strange to help her fix an incursion that he caused, and from what we've heard, she is going to be a member of the Black Priests, who are a multiversal group who is trying to protect the multiverse, and they have tracked down a bunch of different Doctor Strange variants because he seems to cause a lot of incursions, so they want to stop our main Doctor Strange. And of course, this is definitely going to be coming in Phase 6 as it'll be a really important film building up to Secret Wars. Then we have a Hulk solo film, presumed to be World War Hulk according to some insiders. Now, several different insiders have reported on this, and Marvel Studios has basically told us, yes, we are setting it up. If you look at everything they've done so far, it seems pretty obvious. Hulk and She-Hulk came back at the very end with a son, Scar from Sakaar. And based off of what we know about Captain America Brave New World, they are still experimenting with Super Soldier Serum, and Red Hulk is going to be in that movie as well. And we've heard some rumors that possibly some other versions of Hulk will be in this film. So it does seem like they really are building up to a new Hulk film, especially since they now have the rights to make a solo Hulk movie. So fans are really excited for that one. Then there's the Nomad project. We are unsure if this is going to be a series or movie or if it's even going to really happen, but it's been rumored for a while now. Apparently it's going to be about Captain America returning the Infinity Stones, which we didn't really see at the end of Endgame. He is also rumored to be producing this project along with Scarlett Johansson, which was confirmed by Marvel. She is returning to produce or direct a project, so perhaps it is this Nomad project, and from what we've heard, it will be a multiversal project, so it would fit in there with Phase 6. However, we have to ask, how important would it be? Of course, we want to see this project, but would it fit in Phase 6, or will this come in Phase 7? Then we have Vision Quest. This was confirmed by Marvel Studios, but now we're really unsure. Again, they have said that they are scaling back on some Disney Plus content, so it is possible that this might get scrapped. However, we do have the Spectral Vision, who we met at the end of WandaVision, just out there somewhere, and we assume Marvel Studios is going to wrap up that story eventually. So at some point in time, we will get a Vision Quest project, but like some of the others, it's only a question of when, Phase 6 or Phase 7. We also heard rumors that a Ghost Rider special presentation was in development at Marvel as well. We haven't heard anything about this in a while, but fingers crossed that we do get this, especially since Marvel Studios is going into the more darker side of the MCU. And speaking of that, it's been rumored that we are going to be getting a Midnight Suns project. And this would be fantastic, with Blade and everybody entering the MCU, having a Midnight Suns team with Blade, Deadpool, Moon Knight, the Black Knight, Ghost Rider, the Punisher, who is coming in the Daredevil series. This would just be an epic project, and I can't wait till Marvel Studios finally releases it. And speaking of Moon Knight, insider Daniel RBK has recently said that Marvel Studios is discussing a Moon Knight Season 2 and a Miss Marvel Season 2. These would most definitely come before the end of Phase 6, as both of these characters will probably play a really important role for the story of Secret Wars. We did a video on this yesterday. You can check that out if you want. We mentioned this in the other video we did, but Armor Wars is confirmed. It was a series and now it's a movie. We just have no idea when this project is going to be coming out, but we assume Phase 6. Although Marvel did really confuse us with Rhodey being a Skrull in Secret Invasion. So I think a lot of fans really are eager to see this project. And last but not least, one that we know is confirmed right now is Thor 5. As sad as it is, this will probably be the last Thor solo movie that we get. Of course, he'll return in Avengers Secret Wars, and hopefully he'll see Loki and see what Loki has become and the sacrifice that he made. And we have heard that Taika Waititi, who directed Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder, will not be returning to direct Thor 5. But those are the projects that have been rumored for a while now. Some of them are confirmed, like I said, but keep in mind, since Marvel Studios and Disney are changing things up a bit internally, some of these could be scrapped, and there could be some projects coming that we have absolutely no idea about, which I honestly hope is the case. I hope they surprise us with some awesome projects. But go ahead and let me know what you are most excited for out of all of these projects that we talked about in this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to stay up to date on the MCU. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.